Hey beautiful, welcome to my channel, welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, it's your girl Farida, also known as Curly Proverbs, and this is a safe space for people of all textures of hair. No kinks, no curls, no coils, and no relaxed hair is left behind. All strands welcome. These principles work for everyone. The principles in this video really are focused on if you're new to a hair growth journey or if you're new to the natural community and you just want to know where to start. I know there's a lot of information out there on the internet. Even just here on my channel, there's so many recipes, there's so much information, and people do experience overwhelm and they feel like they need to go out and buy everything. Sis, you don't. You just need to stick to some principles. And in today's video, I'm going to make it super concise. There's going to be 3 categories. Category number 1 is going to be tools that you need to have in your arsenal. Number 2 is going to be products that I recommend that you buy or have one of. And then finally, 3 principles to live by. It's only going to be 3 items in each category, so you're not feeling overwhelmed, hopefully, and it is not overkill. So if that sounds like something that actually you really want to know, then just keep watching. Okay, so now we're going to talk about 3 tools that I think that everyone should have in their arsenal if they are serious about their length retention. The first tool is definitely going to be a spray bottle. You need to have a spray bottle that you're going to be putting your teas or your spritzes or your aloe juice into so that you can refresh your hair or even just apply a pre-shampoo treatment. There are slow mist bottles, there are fine mist bottles, there are the bottles that you can find just in the gardening section. They work too. They range from like £1 to like 8, and they all pretty much do the same thing, although I have to say that my preference is definitely for slow mist bottles. And so you definitely want to make sure that you have that in your toolkit, because yeah, you're going to be needing it. What you're going to put in there, whether it's water or your aloe vera juice or a tea spritz, that is an essential tool, completely versatile, and you're going to need to be hydrating or strengthening your hair depending on your needs. You could add in a little bit of glycerin for some hydration. You could add a little bit of henna or amla, or I don't know, jamun fruit for some strength, but make sure that you strain before putting into your spray bottle. I definitely would recommend that. A second tool that really saved my natural hair journey was definitely having a good detangler. I used to literally spend a full day detangling my hair, and my hair was not even the length it is now, especially as a new natural. For a lot of people, that could be massively off-putting, because who has a day? Like, we're moms, we're working on our careers, we are, you know, studying at school, whatever it is, who literally has a day to detangle their hair? And I found that, and this is completely not sponsored by Tangle Teezer, although I have worked with them in the past, I found Tangle Teezer to be my absolute ride or die. I used to use a wide tooth comb, and then I used a Denman, but I find that the intuitive movement of the Tangle Teezer when you have a knot and how gently it handles it, I feel like it's uncomparable to any other brush that I've used. My favorite is definitely the thick and curly Tangle Teezer, very long bristles. It sits in your hand like a paddle brush, and you can work through from ends to root really with a lot of ease. And I actually worked at shows before where I have used the thick and curly Tangle Teezer on 4C hair. Skeptics, like literally, I had some mums who were like, my baby cries when I detangle. Prove to me this is gonna handle her hair. Look at your hair, it's mixed, that's why it handles it, right? And I had several mums come up to me at a show that I was working, and when I say I detangled their daughter's hair and the daughter was like, "Mummy, it didn't hurt." Oh my gosh, the amount of ladies that literally picked up 2 straight away was not even funny. So if you are a 4C, I definitely recommend the Thick and Curly Tangle Teaser. I also recommend their wet tangle teasers, but the thick and curly for me will always be king. So definitely check it out. It saves your fingers, it saves your time, and it saves you the breakage of using a wooden wire tooth comb. My third tool that I would recommend is you need to have some silk in your life, girl. You need some silk or you need some satin. Whether you decide to go for a pillow or you decide to go for a bonnet, my hair life changed the day I started to cover my hair. I don't know why, but I went through life just mocking my friends who used to cover their hair before bed. Literally, I was that girl who never covered her hair. I thought, why would you do it? It's ridiculous. It's so unnecessary. You are just extra. But when I started my hair journey and I was going through all the motions, I was like, let me just see what happens if I preserve my curls. Come to find out, it felt like a moment where my hair was literally born again. Like, I didn't even recognize my hair anymore. The hydration that it retained, the curl definition that it retained, like 3rd, 4th, 5th day hair. So yeah, I would highly recommend it, because otherwise if you're sleeping on a pillow that is cotton, it has a higher affinity or absorption rate for the oils and the moisture you put into your hair than your hair does. So it's going to just soak it away because it's more absorbent. Whereas if you have a bonnet and a pillow that is satin or silk, even if that bonnet comes off, you're basically going to be preserving your moisture. If you have to choose one of the 2 tools, I would definitely say a really good quality bonnet. And I'm guilty of having a couple. Now, every natural is guilty of watching their favorite influencers and seeing products advertised on Instagram or Facebook and just thinking, oh, let me try that. That could be my holy grail. And before you know it, you have a bathroom full of products. You only use each one once or twice. You never even give each one a chance to properly work or see if it works. And you just end up with a whole heap of mess. I would recommend that you only need 3 items. Now, oils is going to definitely be one of the pillars here. How many oils are there? There are, my goodness, I don't know, probably hundreds of oils, from coconut oil to extra virgin olive oil to castor oil to carrot oil. All of these oils are fantastic. You've got macadamia nut oil, you've got almond oil, but you only need to start with 1. And when you're picking that up, it could be that you start, for example, with something like almond oil, which is a wonderful standalone. It's actually got the fats and it's got some amino acids in it because it's derived from a nut. That could be one that you decide to pick, or you could decide to pick up one that is a bit of a blend. Like we've got the fenugreek elixir, which has got olive oil, it's got coconut oil, it's got castor oil, you know, got all these oils mixed up and infused with herbs. So what you want to do with these oils is you want to apply them to your scalps for massages. You want to apply them to your ends for retaining length. So key. When I started my hair journey, I would do a scalp massage with oil every single night, and I would apply oil to my ends day, in the morning and in the evenings. And as soon as I started that, people started stopping me at church, at work, and asking me what I was doing differently. The shine was different. The length retention was another level. The growth stimulation was another level. So definitely pick up a good quality oil. So you only need to have 3 things in your basket. The second thing that I could recommend that you need to have is you need to have a moisturizing deep conditioner. Okay, so when you go shopping for deep conditioners, you're going to see them stated as either reconstructors, that's going to be more of a strengthening one, or you might see one that is a balanced deep conditioner, or you might see one that is moisturizing. I would recommend going for a moisturizing deep conditioner, particularly if you're going to be doing the whole Ayurveda thing, because any herbs and rinses you're going to use are potentially going to be strengthening. So you really want to look for one that is a focus on hydration. As a matter of fact, I will leave some recommendations in the description box below. I do love me the Sheer Moisture castor oil based one. I find that to be super hydrating and heavy enough for me to use through the winter and like really harsh summers as well. So I'm definitely going to have 1 or 2 linked below that you can check out, but definitely pick one up that is hydrating. The final thing that you need is you need to have herbs. Now you might decide that you're going to go for shea butter, which, by the way, if you're experiencing loosening curl pattern, if you're experiencing thinning of hair, shea butter is actually a really, really good look. You might decide that you're going to go and pick up your rosemary and thyme from your garden, use that rinsed or use that infused in an oil, or use that to make yourself a spritz. Feel free. Of course, you've got the more gung-ho powders such as henna, such as amla, such as jamun, sisyphus. All of these are fantastic herbs to include in your regimen. Definitely do your research, but you need only start with 1 herb or a herb blend. Again, I do carry some, the henna and aloe mask and the straight henna, again in the description box below, but feel free to choose whatever works for you, or you do research and you think, okay, that is jumping out at me, I'm just gonna try that 1 herb. Okay, that's all you need. 3 principles to live by as a new natural. 1 is that you want to have hydration and you also want to have strength. You're trying to go for that balance, definitely leaning more towards hydration. So you want to find a routine that embodies that. So it could be that you use glycerin or honey or aloe vera juice perhaps. That could be something that you decide that you're going to add to your deep conditioner. Melted shea butter, that's going to give you hydration, plus your herbs. You're going to have that balance. Okay, so you want to definitely not go overkill with just moisture, and you don't want to go overkill with crazy strength, because as much as I love henna, every now and then I come across a woman who thought henna was so amazing the first time they used it, then they decided to start using it pretty much every single week, doing a straight mask or doing a tea spray of henna on a daily basis, and then they have a setback of like really difficult to handle brittle dry hair. Too much of a good thing is actually too much of a good thing. So you definitely want to make sure that you have that balance, and it takes experimentation, but that's part of the beauty of being on a hair growth journey. Second principle, protect those ends and edges. Okay, a lot of protective styles that we employ in the natural community, they don't care for our edges. In fact, they want to kill our edges. Ladies, you know, putting your hair in a wig that has got just too much going on as far as tension. I'm not saying no to wigs, mind you. I'm not saying no to weaves either, but when we are installing these protective styles, we really need to think, even when it comes to braids, why are you braiding up your baby hairs, girl? Why? Okay, just think about loving your edges and loving your ends, okay, to maximize your thickness and the appearance of health in your hair and actual health of your hair, so to speak. So be careful when you're slicking your hair back in a bun. You're tying it and you're pulling it so tight, and that style is always in the same position. You're always going to have the same point of tension. If today you have your hair in a high bun, tomorrow why don't you try a low bun? Why don't you try to the side bun? Why don't you try no bun? Why don't you try just tucking into your Alice band? Why don't you try you know, all different kinds of ways. So essentially you don't want to be using the same style every single time. And the other thing is, protect your ends. There's so many beautiful protective styles where you can just tuck, where you can use your own hair. You don't necessarily have to use extensions. And another thing that a natural I really respect and followed back in the day used to do is she used to just put her hair in a silk bonnet when she was doing things around about the house. Say she laid down on the couch, say she was out shopping, silk bonnet plus a hat. Who's had those instances where your hair's been caught in a branch as you're walking past? Yes, if your hair is wrapped and protected, it's not happening, sis. You're not gonna lose those ends, you're not gonna lose those edges. Okay, so the final principle I would say would be consistency. Sis, don't tell me you use something twice and then, nah, that didn't work. No, you need to give yourself 12 weeks of being consistent before you decide to make a judgment. Remember, patience is your friend, and there is nothing that beats the discipline of doing the same thing every single day, even when you don't feel that you are getting results. As long as you don't notice anything that is like, I don't know, an adverse reaction, or your hair really doesn't like something in particular, you're safe to use your oil and your herbs on a consistent basis and just keep protecting. In 3 months, you will see a massive difference. And I think that after even just a few uses, you probably get the motivation to keep going. But definitely don't count anything out until you've given it a fair try. So I hope you found this video to be useful. I did head on to my stories and ask people if they wanted to see new naturals start here, and the response was really good. And in fact, I did get sent loads of questions. So if you would like to see a Q&A video on that, then definitely let me know and I will get one to you. Okay, thank you again for faithfully coming and watching my videos. Thank you again for stopping by if you're new. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. And until then, stay blessed.